Councillor Faruqi, and that's Sally Sitou, who's the federal member for Reid. And some electoral workers there.
Good morning, everyone. Please don't be shy. Please come and take a
Sally
seat.
Sitou,
We might get started. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at Phillips Park, Lidcombe on this chilly winter morning. It's lovely to see you all here. Can I start by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land, who are the Darug people,
Custodians.
and my respects to their elders, both past, present and emerging. I'm very happy to welcome this morning our federal member for Reid, Sally Sitou. It's lovely to see her here. She's representing the Minister for Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development and Local Government, Catherine King. Sally's played a big role in bringing us here today to see this lovely corner of the park refreshed and re-established into this very wonderful children's playground. Can I also acknowledge our State Member for Auburn, Linda Volt. She sends her apologies. She couldn't be here this morning, but her electorate officer, Rafa Shalabi, is representing her. Can I also acknowledge my fellow Cumberland councillors? I have Sabrine Faruqi, Helen Hughes, Glenn Elmore and Paul Garrard all here with us this morning. Our General Manager, Peter Fitzgerald, is here down the back there. Have a wave. There you go. And I'm delighted that our whole executive team has come down. So Melissa, Brendan, Nicole, Charlie and Daniel all here this morning to be with us. And I also have some children, which is lovely. Hello children in the background. Would you like to come and sit down here at the front? Would the children like to come and join us? Come down and be with us while we open the park. They're welcome to come. So, look, local parks are very important places. I think when we all think about our childhood, we can all remember the local park where we lived. We can all remember the place where we used to hang out with our mates. The place where if it got a bit too much at home, Mum was being a bit annoying, you had a little place you could go and just have some peace and quiet and be yourself. I can remember my park over in Reid and Quarry Road. It was pretty crook. Had a couple of rusty swings and a splintery seesaw. You had to be really careful when you sat on it that you didn't get a splinter in your bottom. But it was our playground, it was our place, and I think today even more so. Playgrounds, children's playgrounds are really, really important, and I know our council puts a lot of time and effort into the planning of them. Of course, with our high density environment, more and more children are living in home units or villas. They don't have the space in their backyards that we used to have when we were growing up. And also they're on their screens a lot, and we know how important it is to get them off the screens and running and playing and socialising and being out in the fresh air. So the more that we can do at the council to encourage children to be out and about and enjoy play and enjoy that interaction, the more we improve the well-being of our area. And of course it's not just about, parks are not just about children. Parks are a really important meeting place for local people who may be isolated, get to meet their neighbours and learn a bit more about the local area with each other. They get support from each other. Our sports grounds, of course, give an opportunity for people to get enormous well-being and pleasure. So they're very, very critical to us. This place, this particular park, is particularly interesting and important to our council, and particular to the heritage of our council, to our legacy council, Auburn Council, because of course those of you who've been around for at least 8 years would remember 2015 when the greatest wedding in Australia came about in this park. 4 helicopters, I think, accompanied banners in the sky and a motorcade and a lot of limousines. So we have a bit of a history to Phillips Park, but of course Phillips Park goes back to about 1948. It was named after as they did in those days, named after one of the mayors, the Lidcombe mayor at the time, Charles Phillips. I thought it was named after the king, but when I looked it up, I found it was the local Lidcombe mayor, and I thought, oh, another bloke, that's right, that'd be right. So there you go. So that's the background of Phillips Park. It's a very special place. But this morning, we're here to acknowledge and firstly thank Sally Sitou and the Commonwealth Government, particularly the Commonwealth Department, here's a name, Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development, Communication and the Arts. You'd always find something you'd like to do at that department. $500,000 funding, and we want to thank them for investing in the community in such a useful way. Council, of course, co-partnered to build this, another $315,000. So these parks don't come cheap. But look at what we've got for our money. Pretty good. Play equipment, shade structure, new tree plantings, a focus on accessibility. You'll see that it's all very flat, not only accessible for children but also for their carers, which is a good thing. Lots of nanas and pops look after kids during the day. It's a nice easy place to walk around. The learn to ride loop, the walking loop, but also just a really nice social space. I can see that this is going to be a place for celebration and gathering, and I think that's what makes it pretty wonderful. So I couldn't finish today without thanking the workers. That's really important. Can we acknowledge our designers, Cumberland Council Public Spaces Planning and Design Team, Richard Loudon and Ahmed Mio. Thank you guys, you've done a beautiful job here, very amazing. And also our local builders, our Cumberland Council Asset and Construction Team, Luke Harvey and Mahir, Mo, good on you, Nit and Gurja, again, thank you very much fellas for that work. And also I should acknowledge our contractors, Growth Civil Landscapes and down at EDI. So with no more to say, I think I've given you all the information that I can give you this morning. I'd like to hand you over to your local member, Sally Sitou.
Thanks very much, Mayor. This is a wonderful occasion. This is a couple of years in the making, but I remember when I first came down and was campaigning around the Lidcombe area, I was talking to residents as I was out door knocking, and one of the things that they spoke to me about was how they would like to see Phillips Park upgraded. And when I came down to Phillips Park, I saw the real potential of what this park could be. It's extraordinary space in what is a highly densely populated area. And so I'm so pleased that Council are doing this huge upgrade. You can see that it's not just about the playground, it's about the entire park, and they're making best use of this real oasis in the middle of Lidcombe here. And you can see that there is such a great need for a space like this in Lidcombe. So I was really pleased to be able to provide some funding to support this wonderful playground here, and the team have done a fantastic job. This is a playground that I think would stand the test of time and will be here for many decades to come. And certainly playgrounds were a real saviour for me when I had my son. It was where we came so that he could burn off energy, but it was also where I came for a bit of sanity and to meet up with other parents. And so having a space like this is really a real godsend, I think, for young families. And last Saturday, on Sunday, I was out at Burwood Park, and that is in a really densely populated park, part of my electorate. And what I saw at the park was we were there for a Sandakan memorial, an awful conflict that Australia took part in. And we were there were bagpipes, and then about 10 metres away there were Chinese dancing ladies, and then another 10 metres away there were a group of families with young kids playing in the playground, and then another 10 metres away were a group of people playing ping pong. And you can see that when a park has multiple purposes like that, the whole community can use it, and that's exactly what I think Phillips Park is starting to become. So thank you so much for coming today. Wanted to particularly thank Laura and her child Sarah. We invited them down so they could be the very first to play on the playground. It's wonderful to have so many families here with us today. So congratulations and thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Councillors, can I invite you forward? We can cut the ribbon together.
Sarah, do you want to come? You're going to cut the ribbon? Great pleasure that I What are we going to go on first?
맞아, 좀 그런 거 좀 하고. 조금 저거.